guys, byscreenside here today, bringing you a Victorian vampire build. Of course, you knew that this had to be coming with the release of the vampire game pack today. I was really excited to get to start building with the new build and buy content in this pack. And so this is just part one. This is the exterior. I didn't have like a ton of time today, so I just did the exterior to start with. And the interior should be up later this week, probably Thursday or Friday. I'm not 100% sure. Um, Tomorrow I have some family stuff that I have to do, so that's going to take up most of my day. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get some building time in the evening. But I will get it up, get the second part up as soon as possible. I promise. Um, I I'm having a lot of fun with this pack. I'm very pleasantly surprised. I first first thing I did was get into Create a Sim, and I think I probably spent an hour in Create a Sim alone, working on a couple of characters I'd kind of been thinking about since I'd seen some of the content that we were going to be getting with the pack, and I'm speechless. Um, I really was inspired to think of a new story, and so I'm really excited by this pack. I'm much more excited than I thought that I was going to be, and I spent some time playing today just to kind of get an idea of what the gameplay is going to be like. And I kind of feel like I've only still just scratched the surface. I took a sim that I have been playing with for a long time. She's sort of like my super sim. Like I've completed a lot of the aspirations on her that currently exist in the game. So she has a lot of max skills and things like that. And I used her because I wanted to be able to focus just on the vampire gameplay in the pack. And so, I took her, and, she's still ranking up as a vampire and doing some training. And yeah, she's just fun. And uh, like I really like the gameplay so far. It's fun and kind of like cheeky with the whole like drinking from Sims thing, and taking on powers and weaknesses. And yeah, I feel like I've only just begun, so I I'm really into it so far. Really into it. I'm enjoying it. So far I would recommend. And but I'm not even 100% of the way through the content yet, because I just did the exterior of this house, and I actually haven't even looked at some of the um, furniture and other interior type decor that comes with the pack. So, yeah. So I started off kind of thinking I might do sort of like a white build, but then I thought, nah, let's go full spooky Victorian creepy house type thing. And so that is, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, that is what I built. So I got most of the exterior done. I'm thinking I would like to maybe add a little bit more to the back of the build yet, but I really have I like the way it turns out so far. One of the really cool things about the trees and bushes and things is they automatically have a bit, like when you place the items, they automatically have like a little bit of a shadow beneath them, which is something you would normally have to kind of do with the landscaping tool, like to kind of paint out a little bit of darkened ground beneath the shrubbery and the trees and things like that. But these have just like an automatic little shadow that when you plop it down, and that's really cool and really saves time with building. So, so far so good. Really enjoying the pack so far. I kept it mainly to content that came in the pack, but I did use some of the windows from the Romantic Garden Stuff pack, which you can see here on the back in that back corner. Um, I believe that area is going to be sort of like a conservatory. So this is going to be a 3 level house, which I don't build a lot of very tall things very often. So I'm looking forward to getting into the interior as soon as possible and looking through even more of the content. I can't believe that there's still content that I haven't seen. Usually I'm really quick to go through all that. But like I said, I just didn't have a lot of time today, so I wanted to keep it, I wanted to be sort of well rounded with what I did or what I was able to look through, and I wanted to be able to talk about the gameplay when I was explaining this build. But yeah, I there are interesting recipes, and I really love the animations of like the vampires sparring and I this was something that I didn't expect, but when I you go, when you're in Create a Sim, they kind of every once in a while will kind of like roar and and I don't it tickles me to death when they hiss. I don't know what it is or like why, but every time I see that, I don't get sick of it. It just cracks me up, the hissing. They're menacing but also really stinking cute at the same time. I really like the vampires. I'm really pleased. So I think I'm gonna have fun playing vampire stuff. So for those of you who did purchase the pack and have gotten some time to play, definitely share your thoughts about if you like it so far in the comments. I know it doesn't come out for everybody today on the 24th. Well, by the time this goes up, it'll be out, I think, for everybody because I think it was the 24th in the US and then the 25th everywhere else. But I could be mistaken on that, so if I am, I'm sorry. But I know that not everybody's probably even had the opportunity yet. For those of you who have, let me know what you think of the pack so far, or if you're waiting. What are maybe you have reasons for kind of holding out. And I don't know, I think some people like to wait and get an idea, maybe watch like other people's Let's Plays and see if it's something that they're going to like. I, tend to like when I know that there's a pack coming up, because I always want to get things, I always make sure that I can get them. Like I don't know. For me, like if I gleefully will spend money on The Sims, and that's just me. Like, some people are a little bit more frugal, and I completely understand and respect that. But I'm the kind of person that's like, new content, gimme, 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 gimme. So, yeah, I couldn't wait to get this new pack. But actually, I'm kind of holding out on deciding whether or not I want to buy the upcoming stuff pack because I'm not sure how interested I'll be in bowling. But who are we kidding? I'm probably going to buy it anyway. So yeah, I really wanted to make this build ornate, Victorian, give it that look. I think it looks pretty good so far, and looks really nice and spooky. I really love this sort of. I'm gonna use the term. It's not. I think wainscoting is only like technically halfway up the wall. I could be wrong, but it's like a paneled wall texture. So I actually use, I think it's meant to be an interior texture, but I actually think it works pretty well on the exterior as well with the windows that come with the pack. Oh, my tummy just growled. I hope that didn't, I hope the mic didn't pick that up. But yeah, I really like a lot of these textures that came with the pack. I feel like I'm just saying, I liked it, I liked it, I liked it, but I really have been enjoying the content so far. The I feel like the ivy and the brambles that are meant to go on exteriors on walls were maybe thought out a little bit better than some of the ivy that came with like Get Together, because I don't know, the shape is more square, and so it's a little bit easier to kind of stick up along the sides. The sort of irregular shape of the ivy that came with Get Together can sometimes make it a little bit difficult to line it up right, or correctly with the walls. And so I think that they like improved upon like the existing content. So that's what I'm talking about. You can see here as I pop these plants and trees down, the ground beneath them automatically darkens. I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't get some sort of a vampire mailbox, just because everything else looks so bright in comparison to the more spooky, creepy content that came with this pack. Everything's quite dark, and it's a little bit difficult too to build on Forgotten Hollow because even in the afternoon it's kind of dark. I thought a little bit about moving it to another lot, but then I thought, nah, because I want it to look right in Forgotten Hollow. So, but it's very forgiving lighting for the build, so that's a little bit of a bonus on that. But yeah, this is, almost the end so far. So this is, mainly it for the exterior. I'm just adding, a few additional little touches here and there. But like I said, I may add a little bit more to the back of the build, but I think the front is pretty much done at this point. I laid down a little bit of the groundwork for the interior layout as well. One other critique that I have, apart from wishing for a darker, more matching mailbox, is some of the swatches like are a little bit brown, and like particularly with the paneling that I was talking about. I was really wishing for a black option. All there really is dark brown. And so I wanting to make that work on the exterior again with the lighting in Forgotten Hollow, it it's not as obvious, but it would be more obvious in like maybe another part of the world. So this build is definitely intended to go in Forgotten Hollow, which would be, very easy because you definitely have to have this pack to use this build. There's just too much of the vampire content in it, and will be in the interior as well. So now we're at the end. I'll throw up a little screenshot. I have not built the interior yet, so if you have any feedback or ideas for the interior, go ahead and leave them for me in the comments, and we'll see what we can do. Until next time, see you guys. Take care. Bye.